And so we don't have a lot of options, as you know.
Yeah.
And we're here to try to say there's one that's easy and there's one that's hard.
Yeah.
If you want to pick the one that's hard, we'll do it. It's actually not that hard for us. It's harder for you. And it's hard on us personally, not professionally.
Yeah.
But we're not going to run into trouble getting voters to do this. We're not going to run into process issues with respect to this impeachment.
You don't have time to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
You do it here, or we'll take that as you want impeachment.
Okay.
You know, take that letter. I know you've closed your books already, and it looks like you're ready to head off.
Mm-hmm.
But you better think about it right now, because
Yeah.
the next 10 minutes are going to define the rest of your life.
What is stopping you from taking the easy road? You want all your friends to know that we took you down because we felt uncomfortable around you?
Or do you want your friends to know that you took care of yourself and said, look, I'm not in a good place. And as a result of not being in that good place, I'm making sure that I'm going to be all right. You don't need to say that. And I know that's a pride concern.
Yeah.
But where's your pride going to take a bigger hit? Publicly dragged through the mud? Or you set the terms? I'm trying to look after your pride. That's the calculation.
I appreciate you trying to look after my pride. This was really planned out, guys. Like, you guys had this conversation obviously before about like how you guys wanted to move, whatnot, right? And I was looped out of it. There was no communication to me. I don't want to fight you guys in public. I really don't. Okay. I want to have a communication with you guys. I want to improve on some things. I want to take this in a forward, positive direction. I don't want it to be so ugly that nothing gets done for the next 9 months here on the board.
It's not going to be that ugly. It's going to take a week.
Okay, again, Jackson, like, I'm not here to argue what's it going to look like, whatnot, right?
No, you're not.
I'm not.
No, we know what it's going to look like, unfortunately.
Okay.
Right? So again, that's what we're saying is, so we set the process.
Yeah.
If you want to go with this way, you're giving us the ability to set the entire process, and then it's going to be really messy on you and us.
Yeah.
It's going to have to go to the membership. Think about that. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that to yourself?
If you choose to open that door and walk out of it, the minute you're out of there, we're starting up those emails.
Yeah.
Peak, CBC, News 1130, I mean, you name it. You think media is not going to have a field day with the fact that the president has physical assault charges, women uncomfortable in the workplace, holding back information essential to the board? You're giving media the best day of this frickin' year, honestly. I'm at the end of my line.
Yeah.
I've contemplated just dropping my position and just clocking on out of here, and all 5 of us have done it.
It's the first conversation we had. We looked around the table and said, are you willing to continue on in this manner? And then every single one of us to a T said we'd be willing to resign in these circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real problem. That is. And what's the path forward? What do we take there? I don't know. I don't want to see myself have to resign from this board of directors. It's not going to look good on you if your 5 executives resign. And I can see that being a possibility that just about everybody on farm might do the same thing, especially if they see us do it. So the way I think we're looking at it is there's one way forward.
Yeah.
And that's resignation.
Option
if you don't resign, we're going to release this letter straight after this meeting.
Hey man, like.
Look, the whole idea of what we're doing here is we're framing this around, we don't have a choice.
Every single one of us snake you out. We're not in Surrey, Jazz. This isn't about snaking out.
I'm not from Surrey. First of all, that's a biased assumption. I don't know where that came from.
That's the point.
Like,
what is the
point?
point?
I just called them from Surrey, so.
Okay, we're not focusing on personal attacks, okay?
We're after this. I'll push you to impeachment myself. I'll make a Facebook post. What are you not getting? We're here because we're trying to help you. What's an easy way out of this? There is none. Do you want all 14 of us to say, look, we have physical allegations, we have sexual allegations, we have charges against women that he's not following? You are
might
not.
have to, because I have email threads that show that I have followed process and I have taken steps. I've done everything I can in my role to help you guys. I don't understand, because this is not right. This is wrong what you're doing, Matthew. I don't think this is the proper process to put someone in a room and say, okay, 2 options. I'm going to impeach you or you can resign.
Let me illustrate like this. We had the option of just not telling you at all. We could just move this to impeachment.
After that meeting, right? I feel like there's times where like I'm in a board meeting and like I'm just being shadowed from left to right, So
that's your job. That's the role of the presidency, though, right? And it's not been. You haven't done that right.
I'm willing to give up everything in my life to fight this because I feel like this is wrong what you guys are doing to me right now.
Okay, so what are you going to do afterwards? What's the point? What's your plan?
What do you mean, what's the plan?
Once you leave this room.
What's the plan? So assume I've already left the room. Continue your impeachment process. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm willing to work with you guys if you guys want to take this a different way, but I don't see this.
Yes.
I don't think you've tried, Samuel. That's the problem. I don't feel like you've tried.
We don't want to work with you.
How much do we need to do?
Board office. Because I'm petrified being around
and
you.
This is being communicated to me now, not then. So like, I'm surprised that like 2 weeks.
5 days.
Information just been.
Well, okay. Let's suppose you believe this is bias. I'm not going to argue you. Did we give you an example that at least one or more board members have validated as being an actual example? Whether you agree or not, just please tell me. Did we give you an example? Did we give you an example, please? And if you don't answer, I'm going to assume yes.
I'm going to say that a lot of this has not been communicated before at the time when things happen. This whole process was planned out to try to get me out of here, and I believe that's wrong. There are many instances here where I think I can stand up on and say, what you guys are saying is wrong and it's not right, it's not true.
Hit him.
You're not making a
charged
case.
him.
You're not gonna make a case here, man. It's
not
not
worth
gonna
it.
work.
It's not worth it. This is just a 1-year position. You have your entire life to look ahead.